All right, Steve. Once again, we're live. So, Steve, Beryl passed through and made a real mess of Manning's High School. And you and I share a WhatsApp group. And once again, there was a lot of passion coming out. And I just wanted you to talk about the devastation that's gone on with the school and the fact that, is that you or me?
I think it's you.
Okay. And the fact that the school was, literally nearly flattened. No, not nearly flattened, but, had a lot of damage. And I thought that in listening to the exchange in the WhatsApp group, you had a lot to say about the information that the alumni was getting. But I wanted to say and make sure I say this. Remember that a lot of the people that were supposed to give you the information or would have been given information out suffered loss, no water, no electricity, flood damage themselves. So we have to see with them. But tell me, what are your thoughts and what do you think the cleanup program and all the alumni, what their responsibility should be, or would you like it to be?
So before I start, I just want to say, like the great half five. Greetings I bring from Jah. Anyway, I just want to big up everyone down there. Just say, Beryl passed through, and wow, yeah, it really tore up the place. We saw what happened in Saint, and our people in Westmoreland area got hit too. And so I want to send a special shout out to everybody and to recognize, those who are affected, regardless of whatever we want to say. So I spoke to a friend today and they put it in a certain way. Say, you know what? I don't have light, I don't have water, but guess what? I have my roof. So, I can't really say I have to give thanks, right?
Understood.
So, from that perspective. So I just want to put it in that context that we recognize and we're with those people who lost their roof, lost their home, and so forth. We don't want to make think just look at it from that perspective. At the same time, we have approximately 2 months. So you're right. Block A, and is it Block A or Block D? I forgot which. I think Block A. We lost the roof to Block A and the Mumbai building. We lost those two roof gone clean, 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 and a part of the auditorium roof was torn up too. Ironically and quite funny, the building that was named after um, our colonial person, Thomas Manning, is still standing.
Could do
And
you
say,
do, do you think Thomas could be telling you something from the grave, like,
well, I
hey,
think Thomas is saying,
I
listen, you
gave you
can't
this
get rid of
school,
me.
yeah, I gave you this
I think
school,
he's
and
saying
I'm
that
gonna.
you can't get rid of me.
That's right. That's right.
I'm
That's right.
planted here and you can't get rid of me. Right? So ironically, but I
The
said to
build, wait, wait,
someone
wait,
that
wait. The building were full up of duck hunts,
yes,
termite infested, board
yeah,
building, stood
yeah,
up to burial,
and
and
Gilbert
concrete building with
and
roof on it.
Ivan. Right.
Wow,
So
wow.
yeah, them man they build the things, but at the same time build it still. So anyway,
Hey,
um,
tell me this much. And sorry, I'm going all over the place. Why is it that when I go to Manning's now, I feel that the upkeep of the school was much better when I went to school than it is now. I can't even believe that no one lives in the headmaster's house and the yard looks really, really bad and unkept. What's going on there? I mean, am I missing something? The school doesn't, when the roof came off some of those buildings, the buildings looked like they did in 1977. Am I missing something?
yeah, a couple of things. One, so when as a student, I did woodwork and metalwork, and I part of the woodwork that we did, we replaced. We had to. We were, as students, we were maintaining the school property, so we changed board in the library. That's where we actually did a lot of our practical. We learned to replace windows there, and so we were. But what we were, in addition to learning the practical stuff, we were actually upkeeping the building. My cousin and I, we would stay back in the evening. We all, as I said, we did metal work, and my cousin and I would stay back in the meeting and grant
Where your
pay,
cousin
merge
name?
grant.
Cause man, you call cousin and I don't know cousin. You know, you sure it was your cousin? You can't
Yeah,
call
man,
his name. You
I'm
know,
a
we all
little
right.
cousin, Brian McDonald,
Okay,
otherwise
Brian
known as
McDonald.
Mucky. So,
Okay, okay.
Merge Grant was the metalwork teacher back then, and we used to do welding. So he and I, we would stay back, and as part of our project, we actually burglar bar the home economic building, right? And so we had that practical experience. So I'm saying that to say that the students were actually involved in terms of what was happening. I remember I went down some time ago, and during a school week, and I when I went on the property, box juice and different things, it was right in front of the Mumbai building too, was actually thrown down on the ground. And I turn around to the students and I say, yo, how can't una see them something here? Una can't just take up the thing the man put in the garbage. The garbage bin was right there and the thing thrown down on the ground, right? So I saw that coming in. I don't know if the teachers them never said that or what was happening, but it was just the students, they were graceful enough and say, "Yo, father, achoo," right? And one and two of them moved to it, and I also moved to it because there was enough garbage on the ground for a few of us to take up and throw it in the bin. But it's a different era down there right now, and it's a different era.
Okay,
It's a
so
different era and culture
so
where the whole the whole thing
me
different.
and you would have picked it up. Yeah, we would have picked
Hmm.
it up. But a bigger boy would have said to me, yo, first farmer, second farmer, go pick up the garbage and dash away or something, you know.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, man.
nowadays you can't talk to
The
people.
yeah the bigger guy, and we respect our bigger guys, the other guys who were there, Nachi and our the other names, them Cliffy and all them other guys, and Coldfoot and those people, the cans and so forth.
Yep.
They would have instructed us to, yo, you know, see that, go take that up, right? And you can't say nothing. You just go and deal with it. But now a different thing, right?
Yeah.
So the cultural aspect of the country has changed, and that also filtered down in the school. But I know we're limited for time, so I'll come back real quick
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. All good.
to Beryl, because you know I think it's very important, and I think it's very important that everyone jump in and help as much as however they can help. I know that my alumni, my year group, class of '83,
Uh-huh.
we're already discussing how we can help, and we're going to have a general meeting with our with everyone coming in the next week or so, and just to work out some plans of how we can assist. So I encourage everybody, all past students, to find some way. I know that the school board, they've put out information as to how you can contribute, and so whichever way, find a way. If you can, if whatever they've put out you can contribute that way, find somebody. There always somebody that you can find. Quite a few um there are quite a few year groups that are around now that you can contribute through the year groups and so forth. um
How does
with
all
that,
these funds roll up, Steve? I mean, there's 82, 83, 84, 85. There's all these year groups, money being collected, GoFundMe's, and all of this stuff. Where does it all go? How does it roll up into helping the school?
well, hopefully they all roll up into the school. So, and this is where the communication comes in now, my brother. This is where the communication comes in, and this is where planting the seed, having a very strong, being actively engaged or communicating with the past student body, communicating with the year groups and having that relationship. So someone like us, the class of 83, we will just pick up the phone and call the chairman or so forth, because we have an existing relationship, right? Whether it's 84, they call the principal or whoever. And then they can easily work out, okay, what the needs are, and what is it that, how much do you need for this, how much do you need for that, and whether we're going to take on a specific project and we're going to deal with a specific project, or we're going to contribute to the general fund, based on what is happening. We've heard in the press that there is, the government is going to do some assistance. We know that how government program work already, and we have a deadline in terms. We want the school open back by September 1st, by September morning, as we call it, because we don't want to deprive those students, the new students coming in, of that opportunity that we would have experienced the first day walking in through those pearly gates. We don't want to deprive them of
And
that
that's such an impactful
experience.
time in your life, that
Yeah, man.
orientation, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Right. You're transitioning from a primary school into the high school. So for me, even if we are not able to get the roof on for those buildings, specific buildings, I think the school should reopen and allow the first farmers to come in and let them have that moment, that experience. Don't deny them that. Let them have that moment. Let them have that experience. But
agreed.
coming back to the communication side, whether we have a lot of means of, we've seen was it now a PDF, a letter was sent out from the board of management and the principal. It's still sketchy on in terms of costs. We don't know what the actual cost is, and I know it's early days, and I know that everybody is busy. But at the same time, Monroe and Hampton, they've been able to put out a preliminary cost, right? So if it's even for find somebody and hold him down and carry him, get one of our past students, get pull him down and carry him, go over there and say, all right, me now let you go. Work out something, give us something we can have, something we can work with. But at the same time, we don't need that as past student to give, to donate. Right? Whatever the
Do you
cost
think
of the
politics
process
is
is going to
involved at
be.
all?
No, man. Involve
So
how?
you actually no, and I've heard
What is the
someone
politics
said
for you
something.
mean?
Well, the fact that Westmoreland is a
PMP
PMP
country.
area, and I'm just thinking that the PMP aren't in power. Would they struggle to get the sort of funds from the
You mean Manning
administration now?
struggle? No, but think about it. So yes, Westmoreland a PMP country. Almost every, well, from back in the days, almost every house have a picture of Daddy Manley or Michael Manley, right, in there. So there's no denying that Westmoreland is PMP country. You can't get around that. But guess what? If the JLP want to make an impact, wouldn't they help? It's pretty much all the constituencies, well, not pretty much all the constituency right now are JLP MPs, right? So they have an opportunity to make an impact right now. So I don't think, but in any event, I don't think politics not, I don't think. No, politics not involved. Politics is not involved. Right now, what the situation because the government has already given their commitment, but there are protocols, right? You have to fill out form, you have to do this. So we haven't even put together a preliminary estimate to give to the government. So we can't even go and ask the government for nothing.
Right, right, right.
We can't go and ask the government for any money. So we can't even claim that we're going to be denied because, right? And I want to tell people that the first high school that the finance minister went to was Manning's. Even though he ended up at Monroe, I don't really know how that happened. But his first high school was Manning's because he used to be in class right beside his mom when he was 4 or 5 year old. And I tell people that's why I'm so bright because he attended Manning's at that time. But
Right,
anyway, we
right, right.
digress, my brother. Um, but yeah, so in terms of getting, we need to get information out. Get information out. What is needed, what their plans are. Even all right, we're doing this. We've sent out something. Okay, so you mentioned that we have for quite a few different groups. The board or the
When
principal.
I say quiet, we're not talking about two or three. There's probably about 20.
I don't know if it's so much, but I'll
No,
take your word for it.
there's a lot of reunions, and with a lot of
Right.
reunions, there's a
Oh,
lot
you're
of money
speaking
collected.
generally. I was just speaking specifically to the Beryl Fund. I've only seen so far one other group which has stated that they're raising money for the Beryl for Beryl. One and they're actually having a reunion right now. But yes, there are a lot of reunions. The year groups, the year group idea has they've taken off because and it has taken off, and I guess because they're more commonality. Um, so they have taken off, and what I love and I see happening is that pretty much each year group is taking on a project, and we've seen that happen. 84. They've done something. 83. They've done something for. They've create put up a mural for well, what a lot of people say is the best principal in Manning's history, Herbert George Nito,
Yes,
on
sir.
the Herbert George Nito Auditorium. I see that it has been renamed. But so that is there, and then you guys 82, you also did something too, and I know other was it 72 or 73 Elko's group, they gave $1 million to the school and some scholarship, and I think you guys did some scholarship too. So you can see where it's going back to the school. What I would love though to see the school do is to acknowledge this somewhere, because I don't see these things acknowledged on the school's website, and it would be great to have it acknowledged so that someone don't ask the question like that you just asked to say what is being done. It can, when they go to the website, they can see that okay, 84 did is doing this, raise fund for this, 83 did this, 82 did this, and 94 did this. So that would be something that would be great, and again, that communication. But it would be good if we have more well, I guess the school, and again, it's early days yet, so sometimes we ask for things, but we have to acknowledge that it's early days, but we're just about what, 1 week now, 1 week and a couple of days,
But
and
Steve,
I think all of the
what I'd like to so everyone's doing these projects, but the projects aren't rolling up. There's no program manager. There's no one to say, sorry, please tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't see a system wherein there is someone to say, this is necessary now. You can't be painting a classroom when there's a hole that a little boy could put his foot down in, and like a manhole cover missing, and here you are painting a building wherein window need for going at the building.
totally
Lots of little
understand,
things. So
right?
someone has to program manage this. Someone then has to do put the financial cost where it needs to be, and then there has to be waymarks to say this is going to get done here, this is going to get done here, this is going to get done here, and this is how the whole money roll up. From what I see, is it's every man every year to themselves. That's from what I see. But help me understand.
I think your impression is correct in some part. I know that from time to time I've seen the the school put together a list of priorities, projects that they want completed. So I've seen them put that out.
On the website. On the website.
No, not on the website, but
Okay.
I've seen them done PDFs, and I think for the most part, the past students have spoken to the school to find out what is it that they need. I think it was the 92 year group. Was it 92? I don't remember which year. Annie's year group, and they spoke to the administrators, and they determined that okay, the teachers need a cooler. They didn't have a cooler in the staff room, and they were able to put that in. So there are discussions, I think, for the most part, which takes place. Now, it may come across as ad hoc in terms of what's happening. It may come across that way, but because we at time, and this comes back to the communication, we're not seeing the bigger picture, right? They say you can't see the forest for the tree. So we're in there, we're seeing the tree, which is that classroom which is being painted, which is being painted, and then we're not seeing the manhole cover which is being done, because that manhole cover may be leading from something that NWC needed to get done, or parish council needed to get done, which is causing the open sewage to flow on the field, which was happening some time ago, right? And so there are things. So, and this comes back to the communication and dialogue, and I think that is what's missing in terms of why we may come across as seeing things ad hoc. And we finish a school year, and we finished the school year, and we haven't had any communication with 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 the board of management, or even the principal, from open communication, I mean. One, I remember the year before we had a Zoom session with the chairman of the board, and the principal wasn't able to attend. And we discussed a few things. We were hoping that we would have had another Zoom session, at least had two for the year. But so that was, I think, 2023, 2022, 2023 school year. Nothing happened after that, which is disappointing, because with that, we could ask questions like you're asking now, and it could articulate to say, okay, why painting this classroom was given a priority, right?
Right.
But sometimes actual painting of classrooms is more symbolic more than anything else,
Yes,
right?
yes.
In terms of way to get people involved. And but I think, but having said that, as a community, it probably would be good for even to have a community painting at the school to get more people involved. We heard the principal was on TVJ talking that people from the community were actually stealing the zinc which blew off, right?
Yes.
But again, you see what we have happening at times is that the school is detached from the community,
Right.
right? And one of the things that has been suggested in the past student group that you're in is, how can we have more community engagement, helping, and so that there can be that symbiotic relationship that
Question for you.
exists
Question for
and
you.
is in the community. Yes, sir.
Has Manning's been like you use the word community? Has Manning's been like a polling station um, when hurricanes are blowing through? Has Manning's ever put their hands up and says, "Hey, some people can get shelter here and get food here"? Has Manning's been that kind of school that has helped out? Because I know when Beryl was on its way, a lot of schools were opened to
Right.
take in residents, and sometimes these are the sort of things that make people, come towards the school, have a heartfelt feeling because the school has always been there. I know they don't do this jerk. I don't know if it's some food cooking thing they do.
Curry festival or something like that.
Right. Where
Yeah.
do the proceeds to that go?
Okay.
Sorry,
Let me
hey,
take
hey, I'm not,
let
and
me take your
I'm not being funny because
no, no,
trust me,
no. It's you give me about three questions in one. So let me try and
there's a
back up.
lot. There's a
All
lot.
right. So and that's good, because and that is where I said that the communication is important. So yes, they haven't been involved in community things like, and I don't know to what extent they have been involved in being place of shelter. I don't know to what extent, and so I can't give you an actual count or if they have actually been a place of shelter. But I know I believe I've heard of them being a polling station, the auditorium being used as a polling station. I believe I've heard of that. I know in COVID, the headmaster's cottage was actually used as for COVID vaccination. No, you did ask that the ground on the headmaster's cottage was unkept. I'm not too sure why it was unkept. It shouldn't be. Um,
Wait.
so I'm not too sure.
Before you go on, because I don't want anyone to come at me for that.
Right,
And I'm saying, with respect to when me and you went to school,
right.
that piece of property was a nice piece of property
Pristine.
and had a beautiful house on it. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying. And when
yeah.
I drive past it and you look over, you're like, good heck, what happened?
Yeah, it's again, and this is where one of the question could be asked of the board of management as to why, and also the trustees, because we also have a trustees for our property, which I'm not too sure what is happening with them, but that probably is for another discussion. But these are where, I mean, coming back to the communication, this is where we need to have the communication with the board of management to find out what is happening. From that perspective, are people capable and able to serve? And is it that they have taken on more than what they're able to do from a trustee perspective, and people who put their name down but not cannot adequately serve because they have other responsibilities. So if that's the case, then politely thank them for offering themselves, but let's see if we can replace them with people who are able to do the job. But coming back to so we have the school has participated in different community activities. I believe we could participate in more, or chorale and so forth could go into the hospital, and they could be doing some of the things, but I don't know. We don't hear of it. Going to the hospital and even going to the infirmary, sing to them, going to different school. I think, like, we can have our older students going into the primary school so that they're aware of the different things that are happening. In terms of the Curry Fest, as far as I know, the last few ones have experienced losses before on the so they've had a change in management over the years. So they on the and I'm just giving it as to what I've heard and what I've come to learn. I'm open to correction. Under the initial management, I think was a past student by the name of Donald Gordon who was managing it, and I stand corrected. It was profitable.
Right.
And for whatever reasons, I'm not sure, it was taken over by the board of management at the time. Few years back, not this current board of management decided to take it over. And then we whatever their management style or whatever, I'm not too sure what went wrong, but then it stopped being profitable. Not
Right.
too sure what was happening. And again, these are all second hand or third hand because we don't get all the information. As to what happened the last one, I heard that there were decent crowds, but still, um, we don't know if it was profitable or not. We don't know what it was. It was, and I think the last one was postponed for a few times. One of the challenge that I have with the Curry Festo is that it actually takes place on the school field.
Right.
And so we fix the school field, especially the football field, and then we bring the Curry Fest on their trucks and everything, trample on it. Now, are they putting on, do we board it up? Like I've seen other places that have things on their field and they put a layer of board on it to
Right.
ensure that the field is not damaged. I don't know to what extent that is done. and so forth. So, a couple of things that, and again, in terms of what we're discussing, a past student mentioned this to me, Terence, actually, giving me
There's
a
two.
script.
There's two. We got 3 more minutes. There's two
Okay, go
Terrences,
ahead.
by the way. Two Terrences. Which one?
The younger one,
Okay.
TF.
Okay.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
he raised the idea of doing taking the curry festival outside of Westmoreland,
Right.
right? And even for the chapters to have a curry festival, right? And we probably would need to have a trademark and so forth, so we don't lose the name, right? Which is something that I don't know if we've done that, but it's something that we should do, right? Have a trademark, and then we could use it as a fundraiser. One of the things that I've always said, that we need to take the fundraising outside of the Manning's community,
Right.
because there's only so much our pockets are not. It's it can only do so much and no more. So we
Especially
need
guys like yourself with deep pockets. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to find a more sustainable way, and that can regular contribute
I think you have to go corporate. I think you have to go corporate.
yeah, we
Yeah.
need to do that.
Go
And
corporate.
this would give us, so it was a brilliant idea, and it would give us an opportunity to go corporate. You turn over to you in terms of any other question that you may have.
Nope. All I want to say is I just hope that this is going to be an every Friday thing. I hope you drop the link in your past students groups. And it's all about engaging and talking to people. So please subscribe, and comment. And, honestly, if Steve said something that you don't agree, put a comment. Steve will
Yeah,
be back
man.
next Friday and we can talk
Yeah.
about it. And, it's all
One
about
last,
learning.
one last thing, my brother. Please help. Don't withhold your help right now. Everybody know me as a past student. I'm in for accountability and transparency, right? We will figure everything out, and we will hold who need to be held accountable. We will hold them accountable. So don't fear giving right now. Give, give, and give. Because me I go hold them accountable. Right? I'm going to hold them
And I think they know you will as well.
yeah, man. So I'm encouraging everyone to give, and let's help bring back the school
To
to
where it needs
even
to be.
above its former glory, because what we want, arise, we arise, and we have a better every time, right? And like the Phoenix, and that was one of the names that I think that we could rename Mannings in.
Right.
We can rise and rise higher and be better and be the hope for Westmoreland and Jamaica's march, as is in our school song. Bless up, my brother, and thank you again for doing this. And as you said, like, subscribe, and all of those niceness.
And comment, especially if they don't like something that you said. And I'll talk to anybody. Thank you very much, Steve. You take care of yourself, brother.
All right, my brother. All the
See
best.
you
Talk
next
soon.
week, same time, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Most dev. Respect.